Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. Today is January 13th, 2021. When Milo and I get together, we talk about OnPassive. OnPassive is alive now. OnPassive started with Mr. Ash Mufarad, who has a vision to change humanity, to do better for humanity. And yes, behind OnPassive is a community of people. We gather together, we share the blessings, we share the love, and we share the passion to the whole entire world. OnPassive has a community that we love, and that's one of the reasons why the Julie and Milo show is here to connecting founders from all over the world. And today we have special guests. We have guests because we are working with a couple today. And when couple get together, they do things together, they stay long together. So Milo, could you please introduce and say hello to our viewers? And I forgot to allow you to say that, but please say hello to our guests and to our viewers and introduce our guests.
That's all right, Julie. I'm Milo from Nashville, and look, we've got a great couple here with us today. We don't know a ton about them, but we're going to get to know them a little bit better. We do know, yeah, they're from the UK, and I'd like to welcome to you now, Neil and Sharon Parkinson. Come on out, Neil and Sharon.
Hey, everybody.
Oh,
hello,
right.
welcome to the show, Sharon.
Hi.
Welcome, Neil and Sharon. It's so good to have you on the show today, man. We get this incredible job of getting to meet all of these founders and stuff, and today we get to meet with you guys, and we get to share you with the rest of the founders, and we just love that. But let's start, Neil and Sharon, and you can alternate back and forth. Give us a little history about you. Where were you born? When you got married, how many children you got, just right in that vein of thought, for 3-4 minutes.
Great.
And let Neil start.
Thanks, Milo. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, we're from Manchester, which is in the north of England, the UK. I'm 57, 58 soon in March. I know I don't look it, but
Not at all.
Nipping with that. We've been married since 1997, so coming up to 24 years. We got married in Barbados, which we're always quite excited about. We don't have any children at the minute, but we do have a pet, which is very much part of the family. We have our Molly, who is a black Labrador. And I've certainly always lived in the Manchester area, so it'll be good in the next few years, hopefully, to do a little bit more traveling.
Yeah, and I'm from the same part of Manchester where Neil was born. I come from a family of 4 people, so I've got 2 sisters and a brother. My brother's no longer with us, unfortunately. He died at a very young age, which was quite sad, but in many ways, him dying gave me the inspiration to start to change my own life, because up until that point, I'd been kind of more focused on corporate world, not really focusing on what I wanted, more what was given to everybody else. So in many ways, it was a very sad time, but it was an enlightening time as well.
Fantastic. I know you've done a lot, but I want to start it with Neil. I know in your bio you said that you are a supporting artist, actor in film and TV. Please tell us a little bit about your experience being there, and then follow up with that question to Sharon. I know that you've traveled to San Diego to attending a retreat. So if Neil could start, and then Sharon, tell us about your experience being there.
Yeah, well, I've had quite a varied working life, really. I mean, before that, I've been working now for 41 years. I mean, the first 20 years was in construction and engineering, specifically mining engineering. And I was a quantity surveyor, which I think in the US you guys have cost engineers. So it's a similar type of job. But this last 20 years, certainly for the last 16 years, I sort of found myself dropping into the world of film and TV, and it was a friend of mine who was semi-retired at the time, and he was doing a little bit of this part-time, and I was looking for a hobby, to be honest. And he gave me a few telephone numbers for agents, and I joined. I started doing odd days a month, and I found it really, the whole process of watching a program and a film being put together, I found it fascinating. And I'm quite into my film and TV anyway. And also I enjoyed the people that I was meeting. Lots of like-minded people who had got their own businesses. They were self-employed, or they had their own jobs. And to be honest with you, they were doing it not just because they enjoyed it, but because it was another income stream as well. So from a networking point of view, it was a good chance to extend your contact list and get to know people that you wouldn't normally meet. But yeah, I mean, it's quite strange, really. I've been on a few films, mainly TV dramas, but I was lucky enough to work on Skyfall because I'm a big Bond fan, 8-9 years ago. So I'd just joined an agent in London at the time. And about 3 days after I joined, I got a call from them offering me 4 days work on Skyfall. So I didn't even ask what the money was. I was just down there straight away.
Awesome.
You know, I mean, it was with 200 others, don't get me wrong. I mean, the chances of being seen was very, 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 very slim. But the prospect of being able to say that you'd worked on a Bond film was fantastic.
Awesome.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He's done lots of other things other than that. I'm starstruck when he comes home and tells me what he's been watching and been on. But so do you want to know about me? My trip to San Diego was not to Neil's pleasure at all. He did not want me to go because it was, like I said, it was at the time where I just made this conscious awareness that I needed to do something for myself and not for anybody else. And this opportunity came along where I had the opportunity to go and meet 40 people invited to this retreat, and it was in the middle of nowhere. There was no signal. Neil was frustrated because I couldn't call him. There was loads of time difference. So as he was going to bed, I was getting up, and everything was bad about it. But for me, it meant I was in the middle of this place with these new people, and I could do whatever I wanted. And the whole point of the event was like a team building thing. Well, I got there, and the first day they said, we're going to play volleyball. I broke my finger. So I don't know if you can see that. My finger it's kind of out of alignment. So I never got to do all the high wire, all the things I wanted to do because I broke my finger on the first day. But it was the best thing. It actually changed my life, that event. And have you ever heard of Mark Overson?
I have.
Yeah, so I met him. We got to spend like 4 days of quality time. It was the best thing I've ever done. And I cried buckets when he died because he did change my life. So I will never forget that experience and the fact that Neil didn't want me to go, but I went anyway. And I nearly missed the plane on the way home, which was frightening. But yeah, I loved it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's quite a long flight, isn't it, from there?
Yeah, I had to go to London by myself. Well, flying is not a problem, but it was the London to San Diego. It was 10 hours on a plane.
Yeah.
And then I had to get from the place. It wasn't so bad going. It was coming back. Was the planes didn't go in the right places, and I was literally, I'm not kidding. I was running through the airport. I got to the plane. They took my passport off me. Said it's that door, and then as soon as I shut the door, they shut the door, and the plane took off. I was like, oh gosh, I can't imagine what Neil would have said if I'd missed that plane because he would have not believed me. So thank God it worked anyway.
That's funny. I've been through those situations where you're trying to get to that plane before it leaves. So Neil, tell me, I see there that you was an artist and an actor. Is that like a singing artist, or what type of artist are you?
No, supporting artist basically is you're there to support the cast on set, and that it covers a multitude of sins, really. I mean, it can be anything from been what you call a standard background extra,
Right.
for instance, like the Skyfall job, or you can actually be more featured and interact with the cast.
Right.
And there might just be 4 or 5 of you in the scene, and just because you have no dialogue doesn't mean to say that you don't have to know how to act and react to what is being said in that scene. Sometimes you are given dialogue, but as a supporting artist, you're only actually supposed to be given a maximum of 12 words. If the dialogue amounts to more than that, they're supposed to book you as an actor, and obviously the pay goes up accordingly, and you can be given a contract.
Okay.
So yes, it depends. When the agent gets on, it depends whether I get booked as a supporting artist or whether I get booked as an actor, which depends on the role, really.
Okay, that's awesome. I didn't know if you were like a singing artist or something
Oh,
like
no.
that. Okay.
No, don't ask him to sing.
No singing.
No singing. Come on, Neil, we keep this on. No.
I saved that for the shower.
Neil, tell me about Father Brown.
Well, I don't know about singing. I do a lot of laughing when I'm in the shower, but that's a story.
There you go.
Tell them about Father Brown.
One other thing, I noticed that one of your hobbies is football, and over there you guys call football soccer, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, here football's something different to us, but so you enjoy playing soccer, and do you still play? Or?
I used to play, obviously not anymore, but yeah, I've been a long life supporter of Manchester City in the Premier League. They also own New York City in the States, and a few other clubs around the world. But yeah, we've had differing challenges over the years in terms of success, but the club's very well run at the moment, and it's good times. The last 10 years specifically we've probably been one of the most successful clubs in the last 10 years. So yeah, that's a big passion of mine.
Awesome. So Sharon, one of the things you've got down is you do a lot of personal development. Have you been with a lot of guys? I know you said Mark. Have you been with any of the others like Russell Brunson with ClickFunnels?
I've done Russell. I've not been to see him, but I've done Russell Bronson's funnel challenge and some of his stuff. So yeah, I've been on them. I do a lot of my own personal development in learning new things. So I can build websites. During lockdown, I've learned so much because I've had so much time to do it. So I can build websites. Quite a few of the websites you will have already seen my videos knocking about because Suzanne made the voice and I did the presentation. So you'll see them knocking about, but I've learned how to do lots of things over the last 6 months, 7 months. We're in lockdown again over here. I don't know about you guys, but we can't do much. So we're all learning new skills and developing all the time.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So I wanted to go into the reason why we are all here and why we are all connected is through OnPassive. It's a real company, real business, has real people, and you do both have real stories. So I wanted to ask Sharon first. Sharon, why OnPassive? And when you share your why, I like to come back to Neil, and with the same question, if Neil can also share why OnPassive and how excited for you both to be in OnPassive.
I think we've both got different reasons. So for me, myself, my background is IT and telecommunications. So I've worked with the likes of Cisco and Microsoft and the people that we want to aspire to be in the next 10 years. So I understand the intricacies of why a small business would want to use our product and not their product, really. A lot of it is to do with the integration. So a lot of people won't understand what that means, but it's like, I don't know about you, but how many passwords do you need to remember? I use 8 different products every single day. It's an absolute nightmare. So for me, it's not just the money. The money's a byproduct, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's what these products will do for people. It's going to change. It's going to make things simpler. It's going to make things easier to do, do tasks, and it's going to save the money. So for me, I share that. That's what I share to people. The money is a byproduct of all of that, really. So I think Neil's is slightly different reason why he did that. But obviously we all want money. Not going to say we don't, but it's not the core thing for me.
Yeah, and from my point of view, I think when we looked at this, we looked at this back in 2018, late 2018. We decided to join at the end of November that year, and we looked at. We thought it was very, very different at the time, and we were looking for something as well that was more product based, more relevant in the digital world. I think interestingly, as last year, back then when Ash was looking at OnPassive, which was basically back then only an idea and a vision. Obviously, it's developed into something much more exciting now, really, with the portfolio we've got. But I think from a networking aspect and from people getting involved, in a lot of businesses, there's been a lot of failure and lack of success. And that's not just to do with companies, that can be do with the skill set and experience and personality of the individual, because we're all different, and I think this marketing system and what OnPassive have to offer takes that out of the equation, because you're paying for them to build a business and a customer base for you. And what I like about it is you can have an 18-year-old that's done his qualifications, he's well qualified, but he's struggling to get a job. He can do OnPassive. Equally, you can have someone that has struggled, maybe is disabled, got a disability. They can do OnPassive. At the other end of the scale, you can have somebody who's retired, 65, 70, 75, who's looking for something to fill his time and keep himself active and focused. He can do OnPassive. So it's a completely new concept to a lot of other companies out there. And we always, like a lot of people, we look at risk versus reward when you're looking at projects. And for the, it is a low cost, low setup cost business. I mean, if you think about it, $97 US, which is about £75 in the UK, you struggle to stay overnight somewhere in accommodation for that. Money back guarantee, all these little things add up when you're doing your own due diligence. And I just think now, with what's happened around the world in the last 12 months, the whole company has taken, the whole opportunity has taken on more significance, because internet usage is up. Lots of people that are using these types of products. Everybody's using them now. We talk about Zoom, that's just one product. So I think the marketplace is absolutely spot on and ripe for this company now. And like we were saying before, Milo, I just feel very fortunate as well to be included in the UK and Ireland leadership team with Red and Peter and the guys there. We've got a lot of things planned for the UK market, which is virtually untouched. There's a lot to do, and it's exciting times. I mean, for businesses being successful and what have you, a lot of it's to do with timing as well, as you'll appreciate. So, yeah, it's onwards and upwards, as you say.
We're all wishing the days away, aren't we, that we can get started, because I can't wait to get my hands on the products.
Absolutely. That's the same way with me, but we got to enjoy the journey.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But we're all excited, man. I can't wait. I don't know what he's giving us first, but I know it's going to be good, whatever it is, But, I like to say that, OnPassive is changing the world one person at a time. And it started with Ash Mafaro, and I feel like that as we talk to these past founders all around the world, you know, at first it was how much money do you think we'll make? Well, now we're past that. It's like, hey, that's a given deal. We're going to make more money than we can ever use, you know. So now it's more like I think most of our thinking has went to how am I going to be able to give away to someone else to help them out, you know. And that's a cool thing about OnPassive. Instead of being competitive team against team, it's everybody helping everybody, and I love that concept about it, you know. And so they have this give back program. Let's start with you, Sharon. What is your thoughts as far as like a giving back type program, you know, because of OnPassive? What is your thoughts on that?
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I know they're going to have their own versions of charities, aren't they, that we can actually give back to. But for me personally, I mean, I like animals, so I would be wanting to do things with animals personally, and also for you know, like people who've had cancer and that kind of thing, but not the national ones, because there's too much money spent on administration.
Absolutely.
So it needs to be a local based charity that focuses on maybe children rather than, you know, or specific, but not, I don't want to go to your, the ones, the big, I don't want to say the names, but you know what I mean. Otherwise, half the money goes to the administrators and the people who are running the thing, and less of it to what really needs to be done. So they're what I would look at, those kind of things. I'm not quite sure what the other charities are going to be that the company do, but for me, that's what I would look at.
I love what you said there, you know, and one thing about the charities, it is so true. I'll tell you, when I got to looking into it, it's a whole lot less than half that goes to what you want it to, and the rest goes to the administrators. But here's what I look at and say is hey, with OnPassive, we can actually take, you know, say that cancer patient, and I can tell you, going through that type of thing, you know, it will destroy any family as far as financial. I don't care where you are, it's going to take you down, you know. But you have a chance to help people that are in that just by, you know, you could buy them a spot underneath you, underneath your cancer spot. And, you know, that grows that pot that you got to take out of to give to someone else and put someone else in, all the time building yours. How about you, Neil?
Well, I think it's interesting. I think that there's no doubt what Sharon said before about the money being a byproduct. I think it is when everything else, when the right things fall into place, that the money will come along afterwards. And it's great that everybody can donate and perhaps even get to setting up foundations, be generally more philanthropic. I would like to do, I mean, something close to me really, with my father's in a nursing home at the moment. He suffers from mixed vascular dementia, and the deterioration is unbelievable. It's painful, and it's been going on now for 2 or 3 years. I've been in and out of nursing homes, and what those people do in there, I don't know what it's like in the US. Some care homes and nursing homes get a bad name in the UK. Not in my experience. They've been outstanding, and I would like to do something for maybe Alzheimer's and dementia sufferers, because I've got an affiliation with that through my dad, certainly. On a completely different note, I'm quite interested in people with ideas, young people with ideas, entrepreneurs who have got ideas for startups. We have a couple of programs over here on TV one's called Secret Millionaire and the other one's called Dragon's Den. And basically they help and support people with ideas and invest in them and give them a break, you know, give them a listening ear and helping them. And it's, you know, it's like the old adage, isn't it? You know, you can give someone a fish and feed them, give them a meal for a day, or you can teach them to fish and help them feed themselves for a lifetime. And I think that's more powerful. It's not just about giving money away. It's what you do with it that's got a more long-lasting effect on people's lives.
Absolutely. I love both of those. And you said a couple things that are near and dear to my heart, you know, dementia, Alzheimer's. Man, that just, you know, when I see that or whatever, I actually, I'm a singer. So I've got a CD out that's an old hymnal album. And, uh, and the reason that I did it was basically I wanted to get this out to nursing homes and get it out to, you know, assisted livings that they could play these old hymns because it's actually a proven fact that, you know, that, and I've seen it when I've been singing before. I was singing in a place once and I started singing and there was 120 people there from assisted living and a lot of them was Alzheimer's or whatever. And I remember the one little old lady, they would strap her in because she would hang, but for 4 or 5 years, she did nothing but just blah, 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 blah. That's all she did all day long. Never spoke, you know, or didn't really respond to anything. And I got up one day and I was gonna be closing my show, but I was gonna sing "I Come to the Garden Alone," and I started "I Come to the Garden Alone," which is an old song. And a nurse walks over there and she stood there and all of a sudden I seen all these nurses going around and so I finished up the song and then I went into "How Great Thou Art," and I would sing "How Great Thou Art" always as a closing song. And when I finished that up, I would go out and I would shake the people's hands, you know, and stuff and talk to them. And I know they thought I was being nice, which I was, but in the same sense, there was so much energy coming back, so much love coming back from those people that, you know, it just tear your heart out. But I was going around, I was shaking, and Julie comes up there, and I said, Julie, not this Julie, the Julie nurse. Julie comes up and says, Milo said, you know, so and so. And I said, yeah, what was going on back there? Seeing all you guys back there. She said, when you started singing, "I Come to the Garden Alone," she sang every word and she never missed a word. And when I thought of that, I says, man, there's something to this, you know. And I started doing research and stuff and found out that a lot of times these old songs and stuff will bring back. And I thought to myself, man, if I could do something that brings back a person just 3 minutes of their time, it made me feel so good. And so my thing, even with OnPassive, I already got it all in mind. You know that I've got this songs of yesteryear, and I've got a book made up with a big letter edition. You know that I'll be able to get this out to the different people and the different assisted livings and stuff. And I love what you're doing. You know there and talking about that, and of course young people too. But anyway, I went over my time. Julie, go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. I actually really resonate with the message that Neil and Sharon and then Milo is sharing is because OnPassive is a place for us to be able to do things that we satisfy. Because I think you can make as much as money as you want, but at the end of the day, you're still not satisfied. I think satisfaction is come from your heart, come from what you do to change people's life, to feel that satisfaction. So I know we're running out of time. My next questions to both of you, and I can start with Sharon first, is that what is your vision in the next year? I know that OnPassive is going to launch very soon, but what is your vision in the next year doing what you've been doing and how OnPassive be able to help you? What is your vision in the next year professionally and individually? And then following with Neil's answer.
All right, do you know what? At the moment, I can't think about what's going to happen because it's too scary. But we're just here now to support the team. So it's about getting all those people to a position where, number one, the monthly fees covered, and number two, they can get out of the job. Because the biggest thing that has done for me was giving up my job 2 years ago. Best thing I've ever done. Even though it wasn't the right time because Neil's dad wasn't well, so I gave up my job. It's just, it gave me the time. The time is the bit that you've not got, people haven't got. You can't turn the clocks back. So for me, this year, it's about getting people time back in their lives to do what they want to do, help as many people as they want to help. And that's, for me, is the most important. It's the most valuable point of everything, really.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, this next 12 months. I mean, I must admit, I'm quite relaxed and patient at the moment. It's for me, the most important thing is the company launches when it's ready to launch, you know, and it's easy to be impatient, but it's like, you know, unless you're in the kitchen preparing the food and where the action is, you don't really know when the meal's going to be ready unless you're in there doing it. And it's easy when you're distanced and you don't know. I've not really thought about this next 12 months in any great detail, because you sort of manage your expectations. I think that's what it's all about. If you think that you're going to do 10 times better than you actually do, then there's a disappointment level there. I'm just really excited about the next 12 months. And all I know is, and the important thing is, it's going to be very different to the last 12 months. Yeah. And from a positive point of view, that is the most important thing, that we're progressing and we're moving in the right direction. And I'm quite happy to wait as long as Ash needs to take to do the right thing. And I think he's genuinely trying to do the right thing. I think a lot of companies rush their launches and then they start fighting fires 6, 12, 18 months down the line, trying to do things that they should have done before they launched. And that brings on a whole different story then, doesn't it? But no, I've not got any finite details on any short-term goals. I'm just quite happy for this year to sort of pan out and be exciting.
But it is very exciting. I mean,
it is, yes.
We can't talk about it, like I said, because we just smile all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
That's true.
We gotta love that. I mean, that's the thing. We all know that the deal's done. You know, it's just waiting to be delivered to us. We already know that it's a done deal, and it's so exciting for all of us. And the cool thing is that you know, a lot of people, you know, they know, but that when you think about, you know, the team, you know, we really don't even know who's on our team, because, you know, at launch, we're going to get all these people coming from above. So you could be helping people that's on your team that you didn't even know was on your team. You know, that's what really makes me excited about the giving back and, you know, and helping others and stuff. And it's just it seems like it's a different atmosphere to me. I've been in a lot of multi-level marketing, network marketing, and it was always more competitive, it seemed, than this. So, but anyway, man, it was great having you guys on the show today. Like Julie said, we're running out of time, but I tell you what, it was a pleasure talking to you. And Julie, you got anything else, or?
No, I like you, I really enjoy our conversation, and thank you so much for spending time with us. And looking forward to actually meeting you in person, you know.
Yes, that would be nice.
Maybe over in the UK. If you have that big party, make sure you invite us, would you?
I'm going to say, are you coming this way or are we coming that way?
Yeah, there you go. I like it. Well, if you ever want to come to Nashville, Tennessee, that's where I'm headed. And it's a great place. You know, whole country music.
Yeah.
There'll be some good gigs there.
Oh, yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you both, honestly.
We've loved every minute of it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Great.
There you have it, everyone. When couple get together, work things together, doing things together, that's their story. Excitement and excitement and excitement. And when OnPassive launch, everything that they do will feel so satisfied inside. And so the Julie and Milo show is here for you to come and share your message, share your story. Thank you so much for viewing. And thank you so much for turning on. And if you hear this message, and if you haven't been in OnPassive, get back with the person who shared this message with you. And if you are already OnPassive founders, plug in. Listen to the stories of these people sharing on YouTube channel, and stay exploring and stay plugged in. Thank you so much for viewing us. Looking forward to the next show, and thank you, Neil and Sharon, to be here with us. Have a great day, have a great evening wherever you are. Looking forward to see you in person very soon. So I'm really enjoy having this show with Milo. Milo, please say good night, goodbye to everyone.
Good night, everyone from Nashville.
Night from Manchester.
Yes, good night from Manchester.
Bye.
Good night.
Be well.
Bye.